Hi everyone, this is a psychic reading on the Philippines and the President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. This was done upon request by a Patreon member. So let's go ahead and get into it. I actually already have done the reading and I wrote it out like a written reading style. And I'm going to go ahead and read through it with some commentary. So here we go. The Philippines. The country seems to be doing okay and floating along for the next 5 to 8 years. Then there seems to be a massive change. I see darkness and it's as if it disappears. Now, I do want to comment here that this doesn't necessarily mean that the country is destroyed or anything too dramatic. This is just the impression that I'm getting that something massive changes. This seems related to the destruction of the system of government imploding from within its own structure. So the country itself is fine, but the system is what is being destroyed. There are riots and rapid change. It seems a neighboring country manages to take power of the Philippines and they become part of a new system, or at least integrated into a bigger network of power in order to kind of prop up this system that is collapsing. This makes many leave, but it seems like a stable change. So it's good for the economy, but some people don't like it and they leave. This is a fast transition, which saves many lives and years of potential chaos. So it seems very positive in the sense of how quickly things are restored. This could be as quick as 6 months 6 months from the time that things start going downhill to the point where everything is back up and running again. So relatively quick. When I tuned into what are the causes of this breakdown of the government, the first phrase that came to my mind was civil disobedience. The next thing that came to my mind was power struggles within the system. I see a rather conservative side that doesn't want to change, while there is an opposing side that feels they need to change desperately. And this felt like a sense of panic, like if they don't do it, they're gonna miss an opportunity, and something is going to, just kind of rot away. This seems related to foreign affairs and working with other countries as a way of changing the future of the country. It seems the side that wants to stay put and not really change the country or the culture is putting the country in some serious economic trouble, but they say they don't care and it is worth it to them to stay the same because they love the culture and just the way that things are already. For now, in 2023, coming back to kind of more present time, it seems that the economy is going to remain at a slightly below average performance for the next year or so, and then things may start to look slightly better mid 2024. So this is interesting because it's kind of the opposite of what I'm seeing for the United States, where the United States actually doesn't seem that bad now, but it seems to be kind of going downhill relatively soon. 2024 may not be the best year, but for the Philippines, it's kind of the opposite. It may get a little bit better in 2024, but then in 2025, it seems to decline for the Philippines. Again, getting worse from 2025 to 2027, just that general time, all of that time, it just seems to be kind of trickling down as far as the economic um, well, the how good the economy is. Sorry. This isn't good for the economy, but it seems that life continues on and people are still happy. So it's not devastating to the people, it's just not great financially. Eventually, though, this leads to the breakdown of the government around 2031. And that's what I was talking about at the very beginning. After that, it seems like a much different place, and it loses its traditional feel to similar to how a big city can grow into a small town, grow and expand into the area of a small town and kind of eat up that small town and turn that small town into a big city feel. This is similar to the changes that may be coming around 8 years or so. Many people are not happy with these changes, even though the economy seems more stable. And again, people leaving the country because of that. So, moving on to, because the request was to do a reading on Philippines and their president, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So, here is the part where I go into the president. It seems the economy will run with or without him, so it doesn't really matter too much what he does. And he doesn't have much, so he doesn't have much effect on the economy. Although as time goes on, things change. But at the moment, that's the situation. He seems scatterbrained, as if there are many things coming at him from all angles, and he is having trouble standing his ground. I saw him just like frantically looking one direction and the other direction, and it was just like different things constantly distracting, like he just cannot hold his focus on one thing for very long. This is making him dizzy. He seems lured by a woman, and he is easily seduced. I see his mouth watering with a sense of indulgence. This is to distract himself from all the issues coming from many different angles at once. This indulgence does seem to help him, because otherwise he was like a deer caught in the headlights because of all these things coming at him all at once. I see him eating a chocolate bar now, as if he needs a vice to get him through his job. However, he does seem to be able to address situations now one at a time when he is able to get a break and have these vices. So it seems that the vices may actually be helping him. To some degree. It's kind of a double-edged sword, as I will get to. I see him talking to world leaders in other countries. He seems like he is hard to make a deal with and sticks to himself a lot. Kind of like he sticks to his guns. He doesn't really cooperate very well. He has a temper that shows itself as irritation that prevents him from following through on complex situations or complex projects. However, he does seem to get to the point eventually over time. This can be a little off-putting for other world leaders that may be trying to work with him. This seems to slow down some of the progress. I do see that this is what some of the population likes about him, though. This seems like those who like the country the way it is may be more prone to like him. I guess that would be more kind of like what I was describing earlier as those who seem more conservative in the sense that they don't want things to change. He doesn't seem to make too much change to the country and seems more interested in simply maintaining things the way that they are. I do see him being very indulgent with women and food. His own indulgence does seem to get the best of him eventually, and his power seems to fade away as time goes on. I just see his career basically going downhill from here at a very slow, gradual pace. So that is what I see for the Philippines and their president, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., if I'm saying that correctly. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can always request other things, although I do have a long list and it may take me a while to get to these requests. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Also, I have a new website, psychictide.com. You can check that out and book a reading. It's much more convenient now. You just click of a button, book a reading, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.